weapons at that point.
You only see
like-
that stuff
just
in
like-
Berserk.
Just like instead of nunchucks, you just like got saggy titties and you're just hitting people with them.
Oh, that would hurt a lot.
Yeah, they're more like instead of saggy tits, they're more like pythons just hanging off my chest. Just long tubes of sausage and bologna.
What if tits were just dicks, right? So like, imagine just tits, but instead, just two dicks just hanging off your fucking chest.
Me and Trisha seen a hentai one time where it was this girl, and she was like, instead of like a cat girl, you know, with cat ears, she was a cowgirl.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
hell
she had
yeah.
these huge, the boobs were as big as her body, with a diameter of like I don't know, 4 medicine balls in each boob. Like, they're just really huge. They're just fucking huge. And there was a guy boning her from behind while she was like bent over, and then herself was laying on her boobs because they were so huge, and then her nipples were like really huge and long, like a fucking sausage. And there was two guys. There was a guy on each boob, boning the nipple.
I think I've got a new fetish. Jeez.
I'm gonna find that.
It's No Nut November, fam. Stop.
Okay. I already lost, so I don't give a fuck, BRB. Okay.
We haven't lost yet.
I know y'all haven't.
Our chastity must be protected, so
That's true.
stay away from my virginity, you fucking whores.
You whores. You hooah. Y'all a bunch of hooahs.
I make sure I carry my katana umbrella everywhere with me so I can
Katana
protect my
umbrella.
chastity.
Oh my god.
I can't be letting sluts take it without a fight.
Oh
Say
my
you love
god.
Poco no Pico.
Yeah, just screw to their ears.
Alright.
Like Pico.
I'm gonna y'all just chiming in or turning this on. Welcome to Anime Summit Manga Book Club. I think this is
How long's it been on?
that's a dude. I'm leaving. No, shut up. I'm leaving it in.
No. My chastity.
This is meeting number 7 of the Manga Book Club, and now last week we did for Spooktober, October, Halloween season. We read Tomi and talked about the many misadventures that she gets into with victimizing many of other people and all this crazy nonsense. And actually, oh wow, I fucked up the numbers, you guys. Hold on a
I was
sec.
about to say.
Fucking ruined.
I think I gotta change the Tomi thumbnail because it says 6 when it's actually that one's 5. This one's 6. Whoops. Okay, I gotta fix that later. I'll fix that later.
Ruined it.
Ruined it.
Ruined
Welcome,
it.
welcome back to Manga Book Club. This is meeting 6, and we were doing that last week, and now we're hopping back on to Akira. So we're talking about volume 4. Volume 4. And this is basically, so like, I mean, like I had said many times already in previous meetings that there's like 2 halves to Akira. There's like the you know, before, whenever introducing everyone, figuring out what the factions are, defining everything, things going left and right, and then figuring out about, so you start finding out about Akira and the power. And then shit hits the fan at the end of volume 3, and now we are in the second half with the next 3 volumes, including this one. So it's almost like 2 arcs. Like the first arc is like the Neo Tokyo arc, and then the second arc is like the Akira arc. Like now he's awake, and Tetsuo at the end of volume 3, Tetsuo found him and was like, "You're Akira, sweet," and he flew away with him. And now some shit's about to happen. So I ain't even gonna say shit. I want y'all to tell, because you know, like I hyped it up like real hard. Like your girl hyped it up so hard. I was just like, no, dude, shit is gonna get serious. Like we're talking apocalypse, Walking Dead, like survival, like crazy cult people.
Doomsday, kind of Doomsday. Has anyone seen the movie Doomsday?
Yeah.
I'm sure some you have. Yeah. That's definitely what this volume reminded me of.
Yeah, like there's no. It's not even a dystopia. Everything is just ruined. So like,
Yep.
I ain't gonna say shit. Like, what do you guys what are you guys thinking? What are you guys stanking right now?
Well, I really love how it's kind of like Fallout. Just give me that Fallout vibe, you know?
Right. Except no one knew it was coming.
I mean, it could have predicted it.
Like, there was, like, because it showed in the Volume 3, it showed, like, everyone kind of doing their normal shit, and then in between the explosions and the, yeah. But no, I get that. The Fallout vibe, I get that. What about the rest of y'all?
I missed Canada. Because he was
Oh,
gone
kidding.
the whole time.
He showed up in spooky ghost form, though.
Yeah.
That's right, he's not really in this one, yeah, because he got caught in the explosion.
Yeah, he
And
turned
then
into
he was
Static
at the
Shock.
end, right? He like came back somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm really excited to start 5 because he's my favorite.
Because he's Bay.
Yeah. Besides Chiyoko.
Yeah, besides Chiyoko, best girl.
Hell yeah.
We got the
With her-
Chiyoko boobies
with her
too.
nice
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, she's kind of that woman who's like, she's been around the block, and I don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean that like just life in general.
Yeah.
And she's like, body's a body. I am who I am. I don't give a shit. Like, I get, the world's already shit. It was shit before this happened. I'm just gonna change my clothes right in front of you. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's the kind of like woman I appreciate for sure. I appreciate anyone, actually, man or woman or whoever, who just like, cause like, I'm with that. I'm like that with some of my friends, my close friends. Like, they'll come over, and I'll have my laundry basket right in front of me, and I'll change my clothes in front of them, and it's not a big deal. You know what I mean? I like that shit. So another reason why Chiyoko is like awesome, and she's a waifu. But no, yeah. So no, Kaneda. So a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people on Reddit forums ask, where did Kaneda go when that happened? Well, the thing about that explosion, and the one that they talk about before, you know, in the past, is that it's an explosion that decimates a lot of stuff. It can kill people and stuff like that. But it also but it also has these powers to like just do phenomenal things. So like some people have stated that one of the children zipped Akira out of there right when he was, or not Akira, but Kaneda out of there right when he got touched by it. So that kind of created some friction, and he ended up in like a higher dimension, and he was just zooming back and forth.
What's the old lady's name?
Miyako, yeah, Lady Miyako.
She was explaining to Tetsuo about like how everything works, and she was talking about like the cosmic stream or whatever, and how everything flows, and how Akira is like standing outside the stream, and so maybe that's like what happened to Kaneda.
Right. It's kind of like I'm sorry, go ahead.
All that stuff you talk about when you're high, am I right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, bro, like the fifth dimension though is awesome. But like, no, it's almost kind of like the live stream in Final Fantasy VII. If you ever played Final Fantasy VII, it's kind of like that. But so DB. DeBellers. By the way, sorry guys, this fucking, you're joined again by me and Danny, obviously. DeBellers, Relaxo Snorlax, and Seneca. Those are the people who are here today. Sorry, I forgot to say that in the beginning. I did last time too. My bad. So DB, what did you what do you think about Volume 4?
Well,
here we go.
He sounds disappointed already. Here we go.
It's like we gotta have a talk. We have to have a conversation about time skips in fiction.
God.
In general, because while I think it was fine in this instance, this type of time skip isn't really conducive towards reading and enjoyment, because when you're taken from the environment you knew into a completely different environment than what you were previously looking at, and the characters that you're following already have information about the new environment. You lose a certain amount of understanding, like you lose some perspective that you had before because you're not following those characters anymore. So it can be jarring that all of a sudden they know this new information that you don't know because you weren't following them anymore. And typically this is handled by all the characters like going away or something, a la Fairy Tail, or like the characters doing training arcs or whatever, a la One Piece. But it's fine in Akira because the whole manga is about mystery and it gives you this sense of suspense. So I think it's fine in this sense, but in general, this type of time skip is not something I think is a good thing to see in a fiction story.
I mean, I guess it could mess up the movie a bit.
Oh man, so I forgot you haven't seen the movie.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. That's just my take on time skips in general.
I kind of completely get what you're saying, though.
Well,
I feel like there's a couple of anime I've watched where that was the case, and I was kind of like, okay, I don't really.
Yeah, it's like
I
these
kinda
aren't the
wanna-
same characters I was looking at before because they're new. They don't know the same things I do, so they're different characters now. And it's like,
Right. I kind of want to go with you on that journey a little bit, kind of thing. It's kind of like there was a point in Naruto where that happened too, where Naruto went to go train with whoever, and then he came back and he had this thing called
The
Sage.
pervy stage. The pervy stage.
Yeah, the pervy stage. Yeah, he did the Sage mode thing, and it's like.
Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. I'm allergic to
Yes.
white people. But so like
Oh, sorry, dude.
that's okay.
yeah.
Um
Time skip in Naruto is the same way. It's the characters all know new information that you don't because things were going on in the shinobi world. And the difference is that the main character is Naruto, and because Naruto knows new information, that's where it loses some track. Like, there's no point in not liking a fiction story because the world progresses when there's a time skip. Like, you can't expect everything to be the same. But when the character that you are in the perspective of and you're following for the main part of the story suddenly knows things that you don't know already from the story, it's just a little bit jarring and takes you out of it.
Right. I was about to ask because I've only seen certain parts of Naruto, so I was about to ask how they.
Right. So basically, Naruto goes on a training journey. Well, save it for the Naruto podcast.
Save it for the Naruto podcast.
But no, he goes on a training journey with Jiraiya for 2 years, and during that time, he just trains. And there's just a time. There's some filler before the time skip happens, but basically, you're just thrown into 2 years in the future when Naruto comes back to the village, and it's like, well, he knows all this stuff, and all this stuff happened, and it was a little jarring, but Naruto is shown in trash, so let's just forget about it.
Shonen trash. I like parts of it. I don't like all the filler.
I mean,
I skipped the filler when I watched it.
The thing that I liked about the Naruto time skip or whatever was that they got more mature. Like, Naruto was always just like an idiot, right? And then when that time skip happened, he was just like, oh, now he's a bit more mature now. I'm like, oh, finally. I can relate to this.
You're talking about the guy who used a harem jutsu on the final boss, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Harem jutsu.
Yeah, he is very mature using a reverse harem jutsu.
Hey, what do you think you spent those years training for?
That's fair. Okay, Akira.
So what was some of your favorite moments in this volume? Because I can think of a couple, to be honest with you. Like.
My favorite. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just.
I was gonna say, at the, I think it's during the last chapter, when everything is kind of coming to a head at the very end, and it's kind of going back and forth between the colonel, and he has the like remote thing for the SOL, right? That's the thing.
Yes.
Soul,
And
yeah.
then, it's going back and forth between that and then at the temple, and then when they're like fighting the bad guys, and then they're at the top of the elevator and they see Tetsuo, and it keeps going back and forth, and it was just the suspense in those few pages was done really well, I think.
Yeah, no, like the storyboarding and cinematography. I don't know if cinematography is the right word, but the way it goes down,
Right.
you know, the way they place everything is really fucking cool in this manga, like, for sure.
And you're figuring things out at the same time as all the characters are. And I thought it was really well done. Yeah.
What about y'all?
I don't know, man. The whole thing was like lots of action going on.
There was a lot of shit that happened. Yeah.
There was a attack on the shrine. That was great. Good times.
Good times.
Watching some perverts get shot up. That was sweet. Love it. Just 10 out of 10 would shoot a pervert myself.
10 out of 10 would shoot.
Tetsuo losing his shit over some evil drugs, dumping him in the river, and then immediately regretting his decision. Good times.
I just love how he went cold turkey right there.
Yeah, he's like, you know, these evil drugs that gave me telekinetic powers. I could probably just stop taking those now.
Well, it's like wake up when that like Miyato person or whatever. She's just like, oh yeah, if you stop taking those, then you'll... He's like, oh, just like no research out, just does it.
I liked that crazy dude who like got handed a pill in like a tray, and then he's just like they're doing a show off thing where he can like kill him with telekinetic powers. He just like puts his heads out, then there's like a weird distortion effect going from his hands. And his face on the next page, it looks like he's fucking Gollum. His eyes are like bugging out of his face, and he's got blood going everywhere. Oh god, it's fucking hilarious. Good times. Good times.
What about you, Snorlax?
Well, I guess I really just like the atmosphere of it. I also find it kind of funny how everybody just blindly follows Akira, just like out of the blue. They're just like, oh, dang, he just blew up. Let's go follow that guy. He seems alright.
Right.
They just go along. Though I have like a little theory or whatever that the reason why Tetsuo was that strong is because he went through No Nut November and he's never stopped.
I like how I haven't seen a single person be like, why the fuck am I following a kid? Why do I gotta listen to what this kid says and get blown up for it? I haven't seen that. Maybe I missed it. Where's my cliches? Okay, I can't handle my manga with all my cliches.
With all my glitchies.
Well, I don't know where the glitchy is. Okay. My chastity.
Well,
my chastity has been retained.
Wouldn't you not question, like, if you see a kid that had telekinetic powers that could practically destroy an entire town, you would really question that?
No, but like they don't usually see Akira doing that. Akira is usually building that DNA rock formation, whatever bullshit, in like his free time. But when he's just sitting on his throne or playing Legos or something on his shrine, like he's not doing telekinetic stuff then. Maybe they know he blew up the town, but I still think there'd be like a couple people that are just like, well, he doesn't look so tough. Maybe I could take him. And
well, there are some. I mean, there's that whole part where, and in the movie too, there's a cult of people who have this. So I mean, there's the the rebels, there's the resistance, there's the government, there's the cultists is what I call them. They have like this thing about Akira, and they want to follow him because he's a god and he can do all this stuff. I believe those people are what make up the Tetsuo faction in this arc. The people who already blindly believed in Akira and believed that he was God and whatever. And then when they make examples out of people and Tetsuo kills them on sight with crazy powers, or he has one of his apostles, you could say, or disciples, kill people on sight with mind powers, they're all just like, oh, it's fucking Akira. Like, whatever. That's what I was going to say next. Was my favorite parts of this whole volume basically is it's very, very unsettling to me when
There's just chaos going on everywhere.
well, it's not, I mean, that too, but I mean, it's something that's very unsettling to me to begin with in real life are cults.
Yeah.
Cults where they're told they prey on weak-minded people and people who are lost and say this outlandish thing and put them through hell to even, in some cases, suicide. And this was that, except the thing that they were preaching was real. And when it's real, what do you think the followers are? How far do you think the followers are going to go then when they're seeing it from themselves? And you can see that they'll go exceptionally far. These three guys went into Tetsuo's chamber and he said, "Here, take these drugs," and they just did it. And only one of them lived. And that guy who lived with the glasses turned into a monster, and he was killing people, and it was very unsettling. It's very unsettling to me because that thing was real, and the thing that they believed and that they were following was real, so much to the point where they brought people to like a court system and they killed people on sight with that power, and everyone cheered. That is just the most unsettling thing. It's very, very sad, and it's just like, it made me uncomfortable. And I think that it's really scary. It's fucking scary. Like, and it doesn't matter if Akira can do it at this point, because they've seen someone else do it for Akira, quote unquote, for Akira. And I don't know, man. It's scary. But I was gonna say my next favorite part is Chiyoko walking around with a missile and whacking people with it, and then shooting it off. And then hitting somebody in the stomach with it, and then lighting
and
it.
it just like flies off.
Yeah.
I don't know how realistic that is, but it is funny.
Yeah, no, it's fucking fucking
like,
great.
Somebody get me off Mr. Fox's wild ride. I don't want to ride anymore.
Right.
And he's just dead. Good time. Lots of people died. It was fun.
Yeah, and that's another that unsettling thing is, like, to Tetsuo, these people are expendable. It doesn't matter because Tetsuo's whole thing is, I am a demigod and Akira's a god, and I am a follower of Akira, and I have the next most powerful. I'm the next most powerful right under him, so I can run this shit. And it becomes really like this. This is, when people go, man, they've just gone too far. This has gone way past that. It's like it's way past way too far. Like, people are dying like they're nothing. They're dehumanized.
Left and right, someone is dying.
Right, and people are also dying because the good guys are trying to defend themselves, and it's like they have no choice because these people are crazy. They're fucking crazy, and yeah, it's fucking sad. And then, like, for food, they're making cauldrons of water with a bunch of drugs thrown in it.
Yeah, I saw that. That was.
And they're
That's like Woodstock. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's like, here you go. Here's food. This is the food of the gods and whatever. And it's like, Jesus fuck, like.
And it's scary how at least in this setting, how believable it all is. That, like, after a crisis, or like more than that, after it's basically like the end of the world, that people would, go to any lengths for, some kind of authority, some kind of normalcy.
Yeah. It does make it seem real realistic. Actually, it's like holy crap. Like I wonder. It almost makes you wonder if the government is doing some shit. It's just like that they probably shouldn't be doing. It's like Jurassic Park, you know. It's like you all spent so much time wondering if you could that you didn't stop to think if you should. And it's like, okay, well, there's a T-Rex. We're fucked. You fucked up.
I mean, it's good to eat.
Oh man. So, and also they introduced Tetsuo's. That was another scene that actually really fucked me up. Is when Tetsuo had the 3 women in his bed chamber.
You say women.
They're more like girls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, they were. Yeah.
He almost failed No Nut November.
Yeah.
Yeah, when that girl licks his metal hand, oh baby, I bet he feels that.
Oh baby.
He gets all tingly.
And then they have like a super acid trip, and then 2 of them die, and the one girl is just like, I wanted it from my father. But
Was there? I'm like really bad with symbolism and stuff, but in that scene, and then again earlier in the volume, the moon kept showing up. Like with Tetsuo, he was like at one point he was framed in front of the moon. It was like a really cool panel, and then during that trip, he was like, at some point he was like on the moon, and I don't know if that's symbolic of anything, because I'm shit with symbolism.
He's probably just another Batman.
I think in Japanese mythology, there is a moon god. I don't remember.
Tsukiyomi.
Yeah, that's it, Tsukiyomi. And so it could be symbolism with the fact that because Tetsuo is like almost to the level of God, while Akira also showed up in the dream, and he said at the end of it, he said the moon before, like it all ended. So it could be symbolic of that, but seeing the rest of the story would be needed before that, I think.
Wait,
That's a good idea.
Wait, is this the volume? I'm trying to search around for it.
This is
Is this the volume where they're doing a demonstration and Tetsuo is like the moon, my lord, and Akira just goes, yeah. Is that this one?
It's like that. It's
yeah.
Like that. Yeah, it's pages 112 around there. 112 in volume 4, chapter 1, I think, or chapter 2. Yeah, chapter 2, 112. He sees Static Shock Kanada. Good times.
Oh, this is where he's doing it with the. Okay, this is not what I was talking about. Okay, there's a reason why that is, and I'm not gonna say it right now. But it's in the next one. Yeah, in the next one. I mean, I think you guys are right about the god thing too, like the Tsukiyomi and all that. But in the next one, there's like this big demonstration for the cultists of some bullshit. Actually, it might be in the last one too. But in the last one instead. But they have like this huge concert and it's fucking weird. It's like fucking really creepy. Like, but Tetsuo wants to demonstrate because at the end of this, so at the end of this volume, end of volume 4, you see Tetsuo multiple times throughout this whole volume go through these visions and all that stuff. He's basically being shown what I believe, or what I think, is that he's basically being shown the meaning to life and the gift of life. And I don't know if it's Akira showing it to him or he's seeing it with his own mind because he's fucked up and he's fucking crazy.
When he was talking to Lady Miyako, he was telling her about how he was like, it was in Akira's brain. That's what he saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was all like, I'm never gonna like go in his head again. Like, I don't want to. Right.
Yeah. So Akira, because he's not himself right now, by the way. Because he's a normal kid, but right now, the way you're seeing him right now, he's not himself. It's almost like Eren Yeager in Attack on Titan possessing the coordinate. He possesses the answer. Well, no, actually, it showed you in this volume is when he said it. Akira possesses the meaning to life in his mind, and that is why he can access these very crazy powers. Like he can move things. He can move things with his mind, because they always say that ESP is you putting your hand in another dimension and bringing it out in the other side, and that's why you're able to move stuff. So like at the very end, Tetsuo has another vision, and he falls in front. When he comes back from the vision, he falls in front of Akira and he bows to him, and then that's when he like makes the final decision to be like his disciple forever, or his apostle forever. And it's just like like I said earlier, when people say like, oh, it's gone too far, it's way past that now, because now Tetsuo is beyond the point of madness. He's beyond all of that, and he is now recognizing Akira's godhood, and it's just like, it's really creepy, because like Seneca said before, it's amazing how real they make it seem. You know, it was a government thing. There's civilians involved and all this other shit, and Neo Tokyo is still like a dilapidated city and whatever. And but that's what makes it really amazing. Is the cinematography and the way it's written all helps with that. And it's just
No, you got it all wrong. No, you got it all wrong. It's cinematography.
Cinematography, that's right. The cinematography, or the manga cardamom photography.
Cardamom.
The black pepper. Chinese 5-spice photography.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started on Chinese 5-spice. Holy shit.
I want to make I put the pho in for I make the pho. But no, like
It'd fuck you up.
the big boy, big boy.
Oh, big boy. Fuck those videos, dude.
Oh, yeah, the guy at the radio station guy, yeah.
Holy fuck. Dude.
I want to make the order for the orange chicken. Yeah. It's like a Chinese restaurant on the other side, and they're just like, fuck you, like. But no, it's Volume 4 is in my opinion, the most uncomfortable volume. Like, it's the most unsettling. It's very just like, here's how far we've taken the story. Like, before we were dealing with biker gangs and people with ESP. No, we're talking like about godlyhood and godliness here. Like, we don't fuck around. We don't play games. Take drugs.
Like Berserk.
Yeah. Take drugs and rule the world with your godliness. That's what we're talking about. This is real shit. And it's like, oh fuck. But yeah, oh my god, I just can't wait to get to the end. Like, so before we started doing the manga book club meetings for this, I had already read all 6 volumes. For volume 4, 5, and 6, I actually am rereading them. So volume 4, I didn't reread all the way, but for 5 and 6, I'm rereading them just to be like, oh my god. It gets I say that every fucking meeting, and I know, I'm sorry, I keep hyping it up all stupid, but like, it gets like, you don't think they can take it farther, and then they do. They're like, it turns out Akira is Jesus. Like,
I know lots. I know a few stories that are like that. And they're always really good to reread. So
right.
Yeah, this seems like it would be like even better on a reread.
Mm-hmm. So I know DB and Snorlax have not seen the movie, but Danny and Sen have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, what did you guys think of? And if you can't answer without spoiling it for DB and Snorlax, don't worry about it. But what did you guys think of Kaori in the manga?
Oh, yeah. I was waiting for when she was coming.
Right.
So, I was interested on how her character was going to come, because I was actually thinking about her throughout the time that I was reading.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right, because you don't see her at all
yeah.
in the first 3.
But that was pretty interesting on how they introduced her and stuff.
Compared to her movie counterpart, right?
Yeah. So.
I'm sorry, Sen, were you gonna say something?
Oh, I'm just excited to see what her significance is in the manga, because it's obviously like nothing like the movie.
She's the holy babysitter.
Yeah, no, basically, yeah. She's like she feeds
She like comes up at the end and she's like, Akira, where did you go? You worried me. And I'm like,
she starts.
Like,
it's really, right? It's like, I know, it's like really adorable, like that she's the one who like, and Akira doesn't do shit, and she just kind of she's able to do it, so she just does it. She's just like, she's like the nanny. She's like Mary Poppins.
She wipes Jesus's butt. She's the most important person in the manga.
Okay. Omae Shindiru. So real talk. One question before our final thoughts here. Mary Poppins versus Akira. Who wins?
Mary Poppins, dude.
Who's Mary Poppins?
She is magic, dude. What the fuck?
Here's what happens. Mary Poppins somehow teleports or gets Akira in a museum. It's over. It's fucking over because
she just jumps in the pictures, dude.
She'll jump in the picture and then jump out of the one behind Akira, slice your throat, and it's over and out.
Yeah, dude,
you're done.
Poppins' powers are. She could beat Jimmy Neutron any day.
Because Akira,
blast.
Right? Because I don't think Akira can foresee in a painting. He probably can IRL, but not in a painting. Game over.
Depends on if the paintings are considered real world or not.
To Mary Poppins because she's Mary Poppins, but that's all I'm saying. Not to anyone else.
She's Mary Poppins a cap in that ass.
Yeah, and not only that, she has a spoonful of sugar.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, wrecked.
And she knows how to say supercalifragilisticexpialidocious backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
So my vote.
You can't talk.
Yeah, I don't think that motherfucker don't even talk. That little bitch don't even talk.
It's like a school teacher asking, "Well, could you say this 5 times fast?" And like the kid's talking back to her, and that's what I'm imagining.
Right. Nah, Mary Poppins, Gigi Snee, Gigi Nori.
She'd whip that ass into shape. Mary Poppins.
That ass. No contest. You're a bitch. Okay, sorry. Any final thoughts? Final thoughts, people?
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I just like missed something or what, but like or if this is something that's going to be explained, but at the end when
Excuse me.
When the like skyscrapers start materializing above the city and like they fall and crash into everything and cause more destruction and all that stuff, was that like explained or is it going to be explained?
I was under the impression that Akira's power isn't directly destroying the things, but shunting them out into a different dimension.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to Kaneda, was he was just shunted out with the rest of the buildings. And
outside of the cosmic stream. Yeah.
Yeah, so at the end it's Akira bringing those things back in. That's what my impression was, but I don't believe it was actually explained.
It's kind of like what we talked about earlier, was like there are things like, because this explosion does destroy shit, but it also, because the explosion's not made up of just that, it's made up of many different things. So as it's going outward, know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But like I think that's, I think DB said it best. But yeah.
Right.
So yeah, why don't you fucking read? God, just read the fucking
Pay attention, Liz. What the hell?
Sorry,
Rude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, it really pets my raccoon the wrong way when you just like don't read.
I only really know it from reading other things.
You have a raccoon?
Okay, so legit though, I looked up, or I didn't look it up. It was something that was shared on Facebook. It was just like, places where it's legal to own a raccoon, or not a raccoon, but a kangaroo.
Ruh-roh.
And there's only 3 states where it's legal.
Didn't you watch Kangaroo Jack? That never goes over well. Okay.
It never goes over. No,
Only 0 states.
I know it was Wisconsin, Ohio,
Wisconsin.
in Ohio. It was like Wisconsin and Wisconsin, Tennessee, and something else.
Of course.
Oh no, it was one of the Carolinas.
Oh, fucking Carolina.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Um,
I bet it was South Carolina. Just let me tell you about them fucking picks.
but I
Okay?
live like
West Virginia.
I live like an hour and a half. I live in the South Metro of the Twin Cities, so like, I only live, and actually DB knows what I'm talking about. We only live like 2 hours away from Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's like really, really close.
Yeah, so like, I'm finna go over there and just be like, yelling,
Buy a kangaroo.
just go through a neighborhood, be like, y'all own any kangaroos, right quick?
It's like, yo, you got a Joey for me? I want a Joey.
The Joey.
Oh god, that's dark.
That's dark, dude.
That's darker than it is right now.
Dab,
What?
dab on him.
Okay.
all right.
Calling me. Whoop.
So, thank you for joining us. Manga Book Club is always super fun.
Yay.
I love doing Manga Book Club.
Woo.
I'm down to clown all the time. So next week we are going to be reading volume 5.
Woo.
So if y'all want to join us,
We're almost close to the end, guys.
We're almost there.
We're almost there.
Only
Almost.
one more volume, 2 more times. We could do it.
one more volume, 2 more times.
Justify my cardio workouts, I only gotta run for 5 more minutes, 5 times. I can do 5 minutes.
5 minutes. But no, though. Like, if you want to join us, though, you should. So read volume 5. Get on it. Get on it. Get on it. And
If you
then,
don't feel like you can keep up with our banter, don't worry, we can't either.
yeah, we're just having fun. Like, this is not even like it's not like a, a podcast. It's part of our podcast, but it's not like, like a normal.
It's like AA for weebs, except we're not actually changing.
That what you just said right
We're
there.
just getting a bunch of people together that like really like this degenerate thing and do it a lot, and here we are.
Dab. Just dab on him.
Every time you say it, I think you're calling me, and I'm just like, what?
yeah. Saying DB together. Dab. Come over here real quick.
Just dab, just the first 3 letters, you.
But go to links.animesummit.net. Find everything right there. Follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube. If you want to hear the past Manga Book Club meetings, I put them on YouTube every Thursday when our podcast episode comes out on the RSS feed and iTunes. And then you should also subscribe to YouTube, because if you don't like using a podcast app, we're on YouTube, and that week's episode comes out that Saturday on the YouTubies. So thank you, DB, Relax, and Seneca, for coming again. And me and Danny would love to have you in the Manga Book Club. So just at me or her if you want the Manga Book Club role and you want to join in. I don't know what we're reading next. So I think a couple people asked Danny that like last week. They asked her like, "Oh, what are you reading after?" I don't know. We haven't talked about it.
Yet.
Yeah, we kind of like to. Me and Danny kind of like to ask people. Like me and her don't just decide. We like to ask like you guys in the Discord. So discord.animesummit.net. You should go on there, and then excuse me. But I don't know. Me and Danny are gonna talk about it and then probably ask you guys, and then whatever. Since we're nearing the end here. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, most likely when we finish
Akira.
we'll probably like take a little break, just so that people can maybe watch like some seasonal shows, because that's like what's going on right now. And I know I've been super busy. Assam, I'm sure you've been super busy. So we might take like a 2-week break, and then
however long it takes to decide after that, probably.
yeah.
So no, I don't know. We don't know. But if you have suggestions, hit up me or Danny, or even any of these 3 that are in the Manga Book Club now. They'll anybody in the Discord who's part of the manga discussion channel, bounce ideas off each other and let us know. So we love that. Anytime we get to talk to you on this or doing this is like amazing. So like, fuck you. Anyway, Bob's your uncle. You're full of shit. Nobody likes you. Fuck all of you guys. Just kidding. Please keep listening. I love all of you. Don't take that seriously. If I say that shit, that means I like you. Okay, so shut up. God.
Like a tsundere.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. Fucking bitch. God. Okay, anyway. I love all of you guys. Join us next week for next manga book club, Akira Volume 5. And have fun. Stay safe. Bye.
Well,
Bye, guys.
bye.
Goodbye.
Danny hates Cheetos.